Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today's video is a very important one. And today's concept is going to be a very important one that I feel like some of you guys tend to overlook at times. And it's about the simple fact that is like only do good for people who do good to you. Now I know a lot of you guys, you're coming from abusive backgrounds, your parents are fucked up, grandparents fucked up, family, just a whole lot of dysfunction and bullshit. So you guys have this thing where, for a huge part of your growing up, a huge part of your childhood, you were just being abused. Either verbally, physically, or a mixture, Now, obviously, everyone has their different intervals, but still, being manipulated. And, that's just how a lot of our parents were. And I guess one of the ways that you learn to deal or cope with this is within the fact that, because you were a young kid, you don't have any money, you don't have anything for yourself yet. After somebody abuses you, you want to maybe do something for them, to just make them not mad at you or not abuse you as much. And that is definitely a habit that you need to get the fuck out of, especially you growing up now and getting into being an adult. And really, this extends for anything, whether be it at work or anything. Only do good for the people who do good to you. Only do good for the people who deserve it from you. In this life, you're going to meet a lot of people who are fake. A lot of people who are two-faced. A lot of people who, quite frankly, they don't care anything about you. Quite frankly. And, in addition to that, you're going to also meet people who, will abuse you, mistreat you, undermine you, look down upon you, see you as a nothing, as a nobody. And, maybe on your way up or whatever, you might meet these people again or whatever. And I guess really to just get to the point, I'm trying to say that never forget how people treated you. Never. In my life, guys, I've really seen that not everybody is a bad person. I've had people that I've met in my life, around a handful of people who never abused me, never talked crazy at me, never undermined me, never did any of that type of stuff. Those people do exist. And because you guys, just quite frankly, you grew up around so many low quality people, so many moralless, principle, not having standard, not having, just essentially mongrels, dogs basically, as I like to call them, just mongrels, dogs, people with no ethics, no code, no anything. Because a lot of these people are in your family, your parents, your sibling, maybe. You guys have gone accustomed to that behavior, And I know you probably watching this, you're like, damn, I never really do nothing to nobody. I just mind my business, saying I don't really do too much. I don't really provoke people. I don't really do any of that. So what the fuck is people's problem? And, one of the things that as I've gotten older in life that I had to realize is that stop trying to understand people's problems. Stop trying to see why people are a specific way. Stop trying to understand, one of the biggest things that I had for me was like, how come somebody who has all the power and authority in the world to do something with their life, why do they choose not to? And honestly, that's an answer that I can't really give you. That's a question that I can't really give you the answer for. I can't really give you the answer for that. I really can't, to be real with you. Simply and mainly because, trying to understand people and why they do the things that they do is absolutely useless and futile. You're going to be wasting your precious mental calories, mental and cognitive energy on something that's honestly impossible to know. Some people, are coming from such different psychological frameworks, ones that just will never make sense to you. A lot of them being morally bankrupt. There's some people in this world where they really believe that if you don't have any money, or if they can't take anything from you, or that if you're not at a certain level, or you don't look like this or talk like this, that you're not worthy of any type of respect. You're not worthy of any type of respect, any type of dignity. You're just not. And there's nothing you can do about that. Sometimes in life, you just have to see how fucked up a situation is and literally keep walking. You need to see how crazy people are, how wild, how wacky they are or can be, and then literally keep on walking. Because really, to tell you the truth, you can't fix people, nor can you change them, even if you wanted to. And ultimately, people's decisions are up to them. You can't crawl into their brains. You can crawl into their heads to see why they are a specific way, to see what made them that way. Why did they make that decision? And really, I'll just give you a little tip. It just comes down to just one word: selfishness. Them putting their own needs and desires over yours. And them having no problem. And I don't have a problem with people putting their needs and desires before mine or whatever. But my point is, in the pursuit of that, they have no problems whatsoever with lying, with cheating, with stealing, with faking, with fraud, with abuse, with negligence. They could literally affect your life. They could literally end you up in jail or in hospital or in just some crazy fucked up situation, all because they wanted to soothe their internal little needs or wants that are fucking ridiculous and based on nothing. A lot of people, it just comes down to ego, and how a lot of people, look, I'll say this right now. A lot of people, in case you guys didn't know or didn't understand, are very, very much insecure. That explains part of the reason why. A lot of people, even right now, grown men and women, have a fear of being alone, have a fear of not being liked, have a fear of this type of shit. And in order to maintain or get that, they'll do whatever, they'll really do whatever. And that's just the world that we live in, bro. I didn't create it. I didn't make it. I'm just living in it, and so are you. So really, what I want you to know and understand is, you really can't change or fix people, nor can you understand them. Don't even ask yourself that question, And this is why, I keep on telling you guys, it's so important for you to really just keep the main thing, the grind, and to not be sold these false dreams by people. When you go online, it's almost impossible for you not to see this. You have all these people telling you, oh, I make $50,000 online. And there's so many of them saying that. Now, do I believe them? And my honest answer is no, I don't believe them. I feel like I know for a fact that a lot of these guys are liars. And if anything, they're making that money not through actually doing whatever that specific thing is, be it drop shipping, SMMA, GEO, SEO, Forex, crypto, video editing, whatever. They're not actually making that money like that, or YouTube even. They're making that money through selling you a course. And really, like, I wanted to make this a separate video, but I'll say it here. The way you make money online, bro, you really just got to sell people hope. Sell people the hope, the promise that they could become successful or that they could do something or get something. And really, really speak about it, like, you know, and hype it up and tell them that they can do it too, and that it's super easy, and that, or like it's like just a couple clicks away, or, you know, you think about these like fat loss supplements, people still buy them. And you're just like, oh no, I think everybody knows. Nope, people still buy fat loss supplements, fat loss gadgets. You know, they still very much buy all of these things to this day because people want the easy and the quick fixes. I had a video speaking about easy and quick fixes and how they're all essentially lies. You know, I'm going to tell you the reality. I'm going to tell you the truth because I'm not trying to sell you a course or anything. Take your ass to school. Take your ass to school. Open up that goddamn textbook. Go learn a trade. There's so many trades you can learn, like from plumbing, electricity, you know, from heavy machinery, you know, stuff like that maybe. I know there's some computer bullshit happening, like coding this, coding that, or whatever. And literally start doing that. And literally start doing that because that's a real way to make real money. That's a real way you can provide real value. That's a real thing that can take you somewhere in this life. It's essentially education, you know, essentially. Because all these guys, man, let me tell you something. When you try to buy one of these courses, everybody makes money except you. The guy who bought the course makes money. The people who you buy the merchandise or whatever products or materials needed to do this thing, all right, they make money. YouTube makes money, or Facebook makes money, TikTok, whatever these apps make money through you buying ads or whatever you end up doing. Everybody ends up taking a cut except you. All of them. And one thing I'll tell you is that don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. You know, it's really fake and it's not there. You know? And that's why it's so important to keep the main thing. Like all your energies and focus should be heavily being put into this thing that can actually change your life. Some of you guys are in high school right now. Some of you guys are maybe in university. Some of you guys are trying to get back into school. And I severely recommend it. And I want you to immerse yourself in those books because everything else isn't. I even block some of that content, you know? You know what's the number one way people become rich? You know what's the number one way people get out of poverty? It's not with dropshipping. It's not with Forex. It's not with SMMA. It's education. Learning a trade, learning a skill, getting a fucking degree. You know? And that's really what I have to say to you guys. Because what else are you going to do? You're going to sit here and watch Andrew Tate tell you that I make millions of dollars. I sleep with loads of women. It's like, what the fuck? And that's one of the things too, man. These guys, bro, they're expert level marketers, bro. You know? They're good at marketing. They're good at marketing. They're good at, you know, portraying things a certain way. They're good at making things look and be a certain type of way for you to buy into whatever the hell they're selling. And you gotta stay aware of that. I'm busy making dinner at the moment while I'm recording. Anyways, I'll be back. Just give me a moment. So really, like, the point is like, you need to make sure that once somebody disrespects you, I swear to God, cut them out of your life forever. Literally, cut them out of your life forever because you don't need them, quite frankly. And work hard. in the previous things I told you, so that you never be in a position where you need to ask people for things or be in some sort of vulnerable position, especially financially, ever again. So yeah, that's the video for you guys, man. You guys need to stay strong out here, but I promise you, you don't have to do nice things for people, especially people who did you dirty or fucked up before.